Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. In our major story, federal government says Nigeria is not broke as fears mount over falling world oil price. Also in this program, Senate adopts independence candidacy, local government autonomy in constitution amendment. Former Ogun State Governor Gbenga Daniel returns to PDP amidst fanfare. And outside Nigeria, South African Paralympian Oscar Pistorius bags 5-year jail term over murder of Rivers Steenkamp. And now the details. The Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has assured Nigerians that the economy is growing positively in spite of the reduction of oil price in the international market. Okonjo-Iweala, who stated this on Tuesday at the 2014 ministerial platform in Abuja, said the nation was not broke, has been speculated in the media. According to her, government is doing everything within its power to ensure economic stability in the country. She said presently, government had been budgeting below the existing oil price to help build buffers in case of uncertainty. The minister said that presently Nigeria was faced with fluctuations in quantity and price of oil, adding that it had affected the amount paid into government coffers. She urged Nigerians to bear with the nature of the economy, adding that it was the reason every effort was challenged to ensure the economy was diversified. The Senate has approved independence candidacy as well as endorsed autonomy for local government councils and state house of assemblies. The lawmakers also adopted constitutional provisions stripping the president of the power to assent to alteration to the constitution. All these are contained in a conference committee report which was presented by the chairman, Senate Committee on Constitution Review, Ike Ekweremadu, and approved by the Senate. The provisions also separated the office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Attorney General of the state from that of Minister of Justice and Commissioner of Justice. And just after the Senate had adopted the report, its chairman on Rules and Business, Ita Enang, kicked against the process but was ruled out of order by Senate President David Mark. Like the prodigal son, former governor of Ogun State, Gbenga Daniel, who defected from the People's Democratic Party in year 2011 to the Labour Party, was welcomed back to the fold by a large crowd of party supporters in Abeokuta, the state capital. Olajumoke Olatunji was there and brought back this report.
A people-friendly governor, a people-friendly government, a government that believes in the people, that will carry out policies that is going to be beneficial to the people, not necessarily to the bourgeoisie of the society. That is what we stand for. That's what's going to happen.
His return was a triumphant entry amidst fanfare. A jubilant crowd of party supporters and PDP hierarchy in Ogun State graced the occasion. Binga Daniel was a two-time governor of the state, defected in 2011 to the Labour Party, where he was emerged in leadership controversy. He had declared interest in returning to the PDP in the presence of major stakeholders of the party in Abuja 2 weeks ago. Some PDP stalwarts say his coming back is a blessing to the strength of the party in Ogun State ahead of the 2015 general elections. And for Buruji Kashamu, Daniel's return has put a complete end to the rift between them.
With his coming back to the party, it means that most of the aggrieved members who left the party prior 2011 election are all coming back.
Even if there's misunderstanding yesterday, tomorrow the misunderstanding of yesterday can be resolved. You understand? So OJD is not my enemy. What caused the problem was about politics, but we have now resolved it. All of us have decided to join hands together in order for us to move forward so that we can be able to defeat our enemy.
OJD is a good mobilizer, but I must say that there wouldn't be anything to come back to if not for Buruji Kashamu. He is the one who has been holding forth for PDP in the last 3 years.
OJD never left PDP. OJD never left PDP. So I'm not going to embrace him because he's one of us, he's our leader. There is no question of embracing anybody. He's back home. We are together and he's welcome back.
Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dimeji Bankole, says the development is a strong conviction that the unity he has been preaching has come to stay.
Oh, I'm very happy. Like I've always said, for the past 1 year, I had been pleading with all members of the party to come back to the party. I have no doubt that OJD is a man of his words. He's here today. All the groups are here today, I believe, and then we'll take it up from here.
OJD ruled Ogun State for 8 years. We are seeing the government of APC for 3.5, going to 4 years. And the people of Ogun State are saying the difference between the two is as clear as a bright summer day. That is my own way of saying the people of Ogun State are tired with the government that is only concerned with creating bridges and breaking up houses and doing nothing else.
The return of Daniel to the PDP in the eyes of many political observers will no doubt push up the political scale in the state as the heat ahead the 2015 general elections gather momentum. Olajumoke Olatuje, CoreTV News, Abeokuta.
The political subterfuge in Ekiti State ahead the 2015 general elections is beginning to bear its teeth as the usual intrigues among political parties play out. The two leading parties in the state, the PDP and APC, are obviously on the front burner. Rashid in this special report takes on chieftains of the two parties on their chances, especially in the 3 senatorial districts of the state ahead the 2015 general elections.
The politics of Ekiti is no doubt a special case in Southwest. The reason is not far-fetched. Though the PDP is now in power, the APC says it still has a major say in the state, especially the State House of Assembly, and this is shaping the preparation for the 2015 elections. In 3 senatorial districts, factors that will shape the elections are coming to fore. In Ekiti South, though no APC member has shown interest so far, a former deputy governor and PDP senatorial aspirant Abiodun Olujimi is counting on the clout of the present government for the PDP to sail through in the 2015 elections.
We have a governor on seat. He would handle the general elections, and he is a great mobilizer and a great canvasser of votes. And so we're not afraid of the general elections.
In Ekiti Central, which has the state capital Ado Ekiti as headquarters, the APC is yet to throw up any candidate, but the political bigwigs showing interest even in the PDP may be an issue for the party. But an aspirant, Fatima Rajirasaki, says the PDP must guide against imposition.
We have been campaigning to the people that we so much believe in primary, because that's what they call democracy. Give everybody chances. Not that you will tell this one, oh, no, you can't contest. Let everybody come to the field. give them fair treatment, playing level ground, so that everybody will be satisfied. So my party so much believe in it, and that's what is going to happen.
But Ekiti North Senatorial District may present the most compelling race, with both parties already boasting aspirants ready for the race.
APC is still so much in existence in Ekiti, and this is going to be the proof that APC, this next general election is going to be the proof that APC is still very solid and very strong in Ekiti. Hence, I'm picking my own ticket from APC.
I believe as of today from Ekiti North, I have the pedigree, I've done well for our people, and I know my people will vote for me. I have them behind me.
Though both Arishe and Oshikolu are senatorial aspirants, they have this to say on the presidential elections.
If anything, I want them to be in high spirits, because the future is very bright, not only for us in Ekiti, but Nigeria as a whole. Because as you can see, the APC is becoming of age. They are showing more positive things for this country, and it's the only hope the country has.
For us, we have worked for our party, we have worked for the governor, we are going to work for Mr. President. And I know every occasion, every election we have had delivered my local government, even for Mr. President.
As the 2015 general elections draw near, time will be the ultimate arbiter of who carries the day. Rashid, CoreTV News.
As the APC presidential hopefuls continue to canvass for support across the country with the party's Congress close by, a group which has sympathy for the presidential ambition of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on the party leadership to drop the idea of consensus candidacy and embrace primaries. Speaking in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, the secretary of Atiku campaign organization, Abdusalam Olaiton, says conducting primaries will strengthen democracy in the party and give room for a better candidate like Atiku Abubakar to emerge.
No, any level, any criteria that the INEC want to use as per the next general election, the citizens of this country, they are ready. They want to vote. They want to vote PDP out of this country. And the good citizens of this country, they are expecting APC. They are expecting Atiku Abubakar. That won't be ringing. They are going to be a massive defeat in 2015 election. That won't be ringing. We are not even afraid, because we know what we are up to. Go to our states, go to our ruling states. That is why you can see here in Osun State the the numbers of the ringing that was planned before the general election is because of the goodwill of APC.
Meanwhile, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party in Osun has condemned the crisis which greeted the recent Congress of the All Progressives Congress in the state. The Publicity Secretary of PDP in Osun State, Bola Ajao, describes the crisis as a disgrace to the ruling party as it endangers the peace of the state. He advised the state government to set up a committee of inquiry to investigate the matter, as it was done in Isiaka Adeleke's case.
It tells you that there's something fishy that must be looked out for. It's very clear. It's very clear to all discerning eyes that the majority of the lawful vote, even by that, or the face value of that, it tells you in clear terms that the majority of lawful votes cast at the August 9 gubernatorial election of the state belongs to PDP and it belongs to Otumba Iyola Mishiri.
The Congress of the APC has since remained inconclusive following the fracas. 3 former ministers who recently left the federal cabinet have picked the nomination form of the People's Democratic Party to enable them contest the governorship primaries in their states. They are former Minister of State for Niger Delta, Darius Ishaku, former Minister of Health, Onyebuchi Chukwu, and former Education Minister, Nyesom Wike. Ishaku, who is aspiring to be the governor of Taraba State, turned up at the party secretariat to personally pick his form after paying the mandatory 11 million naira, while Wike was represented by former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Austin Okpara.
I'm interested in the governorship of Taraba State because I feel I have the wherewithal to bring back the state to where it used to be. Harmony, peace, and progress. I will call myself that I'm actually on the rescue mission. If you know Taraba State, if you have heard of Taraba State, for the past almost 2 years, I don't think there's been peace in Taraba State. And I don't think you will want that to continue. We don't want. We are tired of the killings and the unrest. And I want to bring back peace. I want to bring back prosperity and harmony within the state. Polarization on religious and ethnicity, I will do away with them.
We have the state fully represented here. As we speak, and I tell you sincerely, the stakeholders contributed money to purchase this form for the Honorable Minister. That is to show you the extent that members are, the Rivers people are involved in a new River State. What we want is a new River State that everybody has a stake. We want a River State that we will collectively develop and move the state forward. So we decided that we would contribute money and get this form. We've bought the forms, and we are as we live here, we are going to present the forms to the Honorable Minister. These are the forms that we have purchased for the governorship race River State 2015. Let me make it clear to you all that we are not shutting the doors against other aspirants, but it is clear when you see the extent of involvement of the major stakeholders in River State, you know where the direction is, because we have decided that this is where we are going to.
The belief in some quarters that Nigerian Christians are politically shy may not be true if the deeds and words of a Lagos-based group, the Christian Conscience, is anything to go by. The group wants all Christians in the country, particularly in Lagos, to play a major role in the politics of the 2015 general elections. Oluwaseyi Adegoke met the group in the Mushin area of Lagos as it seeks to stamp its presence in the political arena of the Lagos West Senatorial District. A report is presented from our studio.
This is not a church gathering, even though all present are Christians. Their mission is simply politics. Obviously, the presence of one of Lagos governorship aspirants on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, Leke Piton, no doubt leaves observers with the belief that there is more to the gathering than meets the eyes. With attention focused on 2015 general elections, especially the governorship polls in Lagos, the arrowhead of the group wants Christians across denominations to vote one of their own into the seat of government in the state come 2015.
We are the backside of it, and for long we have been preaching about politics is dirty, and we don't really involve in politics. And when we talk about politics, these are the people that take charge of our system. And so for Christians to stay back and started arguing or making noise about what happened to them, and without them being part of what is happening. So I need to let them understand that they need to participate in it. They need to be part and parcel of what is happening. Once they are part of the decision makers, then they can be there, and then there won't be any noise again.
National chairman of the group, Enoch Ajigbosu, admonished Christians to wake up from their slumber and be active in politics and governance of the state.
Our endeavor is that we as Christian leaders, the membership, the entire membership, are complaining to tell us, the chairman is this, the governor has been there for so long, so we believe that it's our duty to motivate them, to energize them, to sensitize them, and to also enlighten them on what it takes to be in partisan politics.
A governorship aspirant on the platform of the All Progressive Congress in Lagos, Leke Piton, emphasized the integrity factors as a key component in the business of governance.
Well, bottom line is good governance, and we all strive to it in our various ways. So I believe that apart from being a Christian, the various criteria listed by this body tally with my own vision of what government leadership should entail.
Meanwhile, the group has urged all Christians to retrace their steps and find the right path in the affairs of governance and politics in Lagos State.
Nigeria insists ceasefire deal with Boko Haram is intact. Find out more after this timeout. Don't go away.
As a doctor, I've seen lots of mothers. Now, I'm one myself. Other mothers have taught me things only a mother could know. But when it came to relieving their baby's pain and fever, many mothers don't know what to do. So I told them about Panadol Children. Panadol Children is fast and effective, and it can be taken from when they're 3 months old. I'm still learning to be a mother, and it's getting better every day. New Panadol Children, fast and effective relief from pain and fever.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes, and bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces, or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it. Don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Thank you for being there with us. And if you're just joining us, here's a quick reminder of the stories that made our headlines. Federal government says Nigeria is not broke as fears mount over falling world oil price. Senate adopts independent candidacy, local government autonomy in Constitution amendment. Former Ogun State Governor Gbenga Daniel returns to PDP amidst fanfare. You can also reach us on our social media platform on Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News, on Twitter @CoreTV News NG, and on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. The Nigerian authorities insist that soldiers who engaged insurgents in Damboa last weekend did not break the ceasefire agreement with Boko Haram. They are also convinced that ongoing talks on the release of over 200 abducted Chibok girls would soon yield fruitful dividend. Coordinator of the National Information Center, Mike Omeri, told CoreTV News exclusively that talks are at an advanced stage. He also maintained the government negotiators are speaking with the real leadership of the insurgents.
As far as we are concerned, our soldiers are not violating anything. Just get it clear that there is no responsible professional army that will sit down and look when bandits terrorize and decimate its population and territory, no matter the condition of ceasefire. Because the army and government of Nigeria is designed to protect and secure the people of Nigeria. So the fact that we had isolated cases of attacks does not generalize the breakdown of the ceasefire. We are trading cautiously. The government is investigating the claims. The armed forces have done what they had to do, but our people are still discussing with the group as promised. And we believe that the conversation that is going on, the dialogue that is going on, will end up the right way. The principal private secretary to the president has been part of the initial discussion, and so therefore we would expect that he will be there to conclude what has been started. What they have said, they are weary of war. They want peace. So whoever is in the group that we are talking with wants peace. And let me even put this straight. If there, as is being speculated, you have 1 million sect members or different groups, okay, and we're able to get one who has
The United States has confirmed that there are ongoing talks to free over 200 schoolgirls kidnapped by Boko Haram from Chibok, Borno State, more than 6 months ago. It also affirmed that there is a ceasefire between Nigeria and the insurgents. Deputy spokesperson of the U.S. Department of State, Mary Harf, said in Washington that negotiations are on, but would not say where the meeting is holding. The U.S. official expressed hope that both parties would respect the truce, even though fresh clashes have cast doubt on the validity of the deal. The national coordinator of the Buhari campaign organization, Audu Ogbe, has apologized to the leadership of the Bring Back Our Girls group for describing them as members of the All Progressives Congress. He noted in a letter of apology made available to journalists that his comments were not intended to paint the protest movement as a subgroup of the APC. The former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party added that less than 2% of the membership of the group are highly valued APC members. Ogbe had, during the recent public declaration of Muhammadu Buhari for presidency, said APC members were at the forefront of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, a statement which the presidency said proved that the group had always been partisan in its approach. The deplorable road condition of the popular Bauchi Street in Jimeta will any moment from now receive full attention of the Adamawa State government. The state governor, Bala Ngalari, while on inspection of the area, promised that the contracts for the rehabilitation of the bad road will be awarded soon. He called on the people of Adamawa to sustain the peace that is currently being enjoyed in the state for meaningful development. Ngalari, who returned to Yola after joining other PDP governors in Abuja to confer with President Goodluck Jonathan on the state of the nation, tasked the citizens of Adamawa on continued support for his
and I consider it a very a matter of top priority for me to come and see this road and see what we can do to start this project on this road as soon as possible, but definitely in the shortest possible time. So I want to assure our people here that we work on this road and subject to available funding, look at other critical areas that directly affect the lives of the common man. I'm not concerned about the elites, I'm concerned about Talaka.
The Nigerian Medical Association is to spend 50 million naira to train doctors on the best way to handle the Ebola virus disease and other deadly contagious diseases. The fund is to be managed by an emergency response committee, which also has the mandate to open accounts where doctors can voluntarily contribute money. NMA President Kayode Obembe disclosed this in Abuja on the sidelines of the opening of the annual Physician Week.
There's always a standing body. Now we have a committee already on emergency response, and Ebola is key in this particular committee, and there's a regular budget for it. It only means that whatever money we are raising will be additional to the budget plan that we have fighting this Ebola. For now, the total budget of the Medical Association depends on the amount that is remitted to us by the Medical Council. But we believe now, the budget we are preparing to the National Executive Council is way up to 50 million. But we don't know how much we are going to raise from this money, which we are also going to add to that budget.
Another break now and return with business news, sports and other stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes and bleeding from the eyes, ears and nose. especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it, don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Now it's time for business news. The economic growth for 2015 is expected to be at 6.75%. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, made the statement at a media conference today. This is an improvement on the government's forecast of 6.2% in 2014. She said the excess crude account was flat since August at $4.11 billion and that the fledgling sovereign wealth fund had $1.55 billion in it. As part of efforts to get some of the world's largest institutional investors to fund projects in Africa, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo and the United Kingdom's first Secretary of State, William Hague, on Monday in London opened the Global African Investment Summit. According to the organizers, over 500 of London's pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, private equity firms, asset managers, bankers, professional services firms and project developers representing over $265 billion are participating in the summit. The summit will review Africa's most bankable projects in strategic sectors to spur the continent's growth and competitiveness in power, transport, infrastructure, agribusiness, natural resources and tourism. UK Secretary of State William Hague was quoted that the British government was investing in relationships across Africa like never before. Meanwhile, the former head of state, Olusegun Obasanjo, is scheduled to lead a panel of discussion in private equity, capital markets, transport, ICT, infrastructure and financing Africa's power sector. In the last 1 week, Nigerians have been experiencing an epileptic power supply. This is attributed to the massive drop in generated power by 1,000 megawatts, the Minister of Power says. The figures released by the Federal Ministry of Power showed that the country's peak generation as of October 15, 2014 was 3,513.5 megawatts against a peak demand of 12,800 megawatts. The Minister of Power, Chinedu Nebo, who made this statement at Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, says the drop in electricity supply is as a result of gas pipeline vandalism. Nebo explained that 2 major gas plants were severely affected. Also, the other factor can be attributed to the NPDC, which is having challenges because of old gas generating plants in which their components are due for repairs and some for maintenance. However, some of these parts are not readily available. Nebo said it had come to the notice of the federal government that some electricity distribution companies were rejecting the power being sold to them. He gave an assurance that the government would not hesitate to penalize such power firms. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has issued a notice deferring the effective date of a segment of the amendments to its listing rules. It says the effective date of Article 23 of the amendments to the listings rules of the exchange, titled Request for Suspension at the instance of the issuer, has been deferred. This was stated in the notice by its head, Legal and Regulation Division, Tinuade Awe, that the effective date of Article 23 would be announced on a later date. It provides that any request for suspension must be made to the exchange in writing by the issuer or the issuer's authorized representative or financial advisor and must be supported by the specific reasons which the issuer wishes the exchange to take into account in the exchange determination of whether or not trading in the issuer's securities should be suspended. The burden is on any issuer that requests a suspension of trading in its securities to satisfy the exchange that a suspension would be necessary. Equity transactions on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Tuesday ended on a positive note. The all-share index increased by 0.29% to close at 38,776.67 basis points. Market capitalization appreciated and closes at 12.80 trillion naira. In all, a total of 352.9 million shares valued at 3.28 billion naira were exchanged in 6,171 deals. Report shows that Nestle topped the gainers chart, followed by Forte Oil, Nigerian Breweries, WAPCO, and Owando. On the downside, Unilever topped the chart, followed by PZ, Guinness, CCNN, and FCMB. Meanwhile, here are the top 5 trades. And now into the world of sport. The new Executive Committee of Nigeria Football Federation takes its bonding with partners and potential partners to a new height on Friday when it hosts the creme de la creme of corporate Nigeria to a grand ball at the Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. NFF President Amaju Pinnick said on Tuesday it is a special event at which the NFF wants to sell its new direction to the top of the range family of corporate Nigeria. Sports Minister Tami Danagogo, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Sports Adamu Gumba, and the Chairman of the House Committee on Sports Godfrey Gaya will team up with the NFF team to make their case to the prospective investors. NFF President Amaju Pinnick has charged the senior women national team Super Falcons to play with all their hearts when confronting the Banyana of South Africa in the semi-finals of the 9th African Women Championships in Namibia on Wednesday. Victories over Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia and Namibia shot the 6-time champions to the semi-finals on the maximum points from their 3 matches, with victory against South Africa to guarantee a place in the tournament's final and a berth at the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup Finals in Canada. The clash at the Sam Nujoma Stadium in Windhoek, which starts at 5 p.m. Namibia time, 4 p.m. Nigerian time, is a repeat of the 2012 match-up between both teams in Equatorial Guinea, which the Banyana won to reach the final. And now to another story outside Nigeria. South African athlete Oscar Pistorius has been given 5 years in jail for killing his girlfriend, River Steenkamp, by Judge Thokozile Masipa. She also gave Pistorius a 3-year suspended sentence for firearms charge. The parents of River Steenkamp confirmed happiness with the sentence and relieved the case was over. The defense said it expected Pistorius to serve about 10 months in prison. Pistorius was convicted of culpable homicide but cleared of murder. Prosecutors had called for a minimum 10-year term, and the defense had argued for community service and house arrest.
To be a sentence that is fair and just both to society and to the accused. Count 1, culpable homicide, The sentence imposed is the maximum imprisonment of 5 years imposed in terms of Section 276(1)(I).
And just before we close the show tonight, here is a wrap-up of the stories that made our headlines. We told you that the federal government said Nigeria is not broke as fears mount over falling world oil price. We also brought you a report that the Senate has adopted independent candidacy, local government autonomy, ahead constitution amendment. And finally, former Ogun State Governor Gbenga Daniel has returned to PDP amidst fanfare. That's been the show tonight, and on behalf of our entire news crew, I am Ebunlomo Adekunle wishing you a wonderful night rest.